Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Frankenstein Control.
Oh, hip-hopping.
So I know we're a major source of news for our audience. And I know that all too often, especially recently, said news has been nothing but bad, sad, divisive, and political. A lot of horrible shit, the old badness and sadness that Johnny Fox tried to combat.
Oh, God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Anyhow, that's why this time old B-Rye wanted to shed a little light on just a couple of minor news stories that I bet you all missed over the last few weeks. There aren't many of them, there's literally just two.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we report on the big stuff, we should report on the small stuff too. For example, in Alexandria, that's actual Egypt, Alexandria, not the city near us here. Although this would be pretty remarkable if this happened over there. Archaeologists unearthed an ancient tomb dating back to the Ptolemaic period, containing a mysterious, gigantic black granite sarcophagus.
Is this real?
This is real.
Oh my God.
And so everyone was like, what's in the mystery sarcophagus? Whose tomb could this be? Mm-hmm. So when they delicately removed the lid and the dust of 2 millennia had finally settled, it was revealed to contain the surprisingly well-preserved body of Jimmy Hoffa.
We're going to send him back in time, see?
In his arms was cradled a stack of papyrus sheets which appeared to comprise a single copy of a script titled Half-Life 3 Final Draft. The sarcophagus was actually filled with gross red liquid, and I think there's a petition on the internet to drink it. And I don't know why, but I hate people.
Hold on. Whoa, you are going to have to, that is a lot to unpack right there.
That is...
Red liquid?
There was, it's just poop groundwater filled with mummy juice. And it's gross.
Oh! You got a fucking mummy power shake coming out of that there
Yeah.
sarcophagus?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to drink that mummy.
Coincidentally, this episode of Frankenstein Control is sponsored by Mummy Juice. Tap the coffin.
Tap the powers of the sun god Ra.
Tap the pyramids.
New now in Strawberry and Sobek.
Oh! Now available in Ibis.
Anyhow, no, that's just what I. One of my friends on Facebook posted a quick BuzzFeed-esque thing that I did not click down the rabbit hole on.
You won't believe what we mutated into after drinking the mummy juice.
And it was just red gross liquid in a petition online to drink gross liquid found in mummy hole.
Teens try ancient mummy juice. React. Hashtag.
On this episode of the Try Guys,
there's just
Philbert drinks a hot mug of Ramsey's.
He's just screaming while an endless swarm of locusts comes out of his mouth.
The locusts are eating them all, but the Asian guy is still just humdrum about it.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but he seems very much the straight man of their little group of
their little
limited
ensemble.
The limited times I've seen them.
Anyhow, the second news story. Stateside, we had our own macabre mystery when an Illinois man was found dead of blunt force trauma in Mount Rushmore National Memorial. That's the park where Mount Mushmore is. Where all the asses of the presidents are. Giant stone. That's stolen straight from a greeting card.
You know what? I bet that is... I'm willing to bet money that is a Gary Larson comic.
It probably is the greeting card is probably a Gary Larson. Gary Larson was attacked and bitten by a chimp named Frodo, by the way. that was
again. There's a lot to you're just unveiling lots of things where we need to unpack things. Gary Larson.
I think it was Jane.
Man who does the Far Side comics.
Yes.
Bit by a chimp.
The very same.
A chimpanzee.
A
chimpanzee.
A great ape.
The greatest of apes, the chimpanzee named fucking Frodo.
Yes. So I think, now, I may be remembering this all incorrectly, but I think it's Jane Goodall had a great ape sanctuary where they studied and, allowed several, family units of chimpanzees and bonobos to sort of exist and study them, and and there was one named Frodo, and he was a horrible rapist.
Whoa!
As most chimps are.
He was just a brutal sociopathic monster, murdered the young of other family pod units,
God.
cannibalized them, and raped a bunch of female chimps, probably raped some male chimps.
Jesus Christ!
I think he raped his own mother.
Oh my God! What is it? Why is his name? Why did he keep his name Frodo?
Because that's what Frodo did in the books.
You got to read the extended. You haven't seen the extended edition
Again,
movies?
no, you're right. I've only seen the theatrical release.
Because they get pretty dark.
They
man.
omitted a lot of that, I assume.
They did. Well, anyhow, I mean, they named, just like people, they're named before their deeds. And,
Not named of their deeds. Otherwise, I would be called the Lot Eater.
Yes. Well, no, Ada would vie for you with that title.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You would be the Lot Eater.
Yeah.
I would
You'd be the parking lot eater because of your love of consuming asphalt.
That's true. I do enjoy my...
Taylor eats asphalt.
I also
Now,
eat people named Lot, which is... I'm quite hungry because there's only one person named that, and he lived a long time ago.
You could go eat Senator Trent Lot.
Oh, that's a good
A
point.
man who's such a jerk that a bad guy in Star Wars was named after him.
Trent Lot does sound like a Star Wars name.
It does.
And... Well, they named one of them green alien boys from the prequels, the Numidians. That's a Warcraft race.
Wait, the ones with the offensive Japanese accents?
Yes, those guys.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Anyhow,
This is all a long story to tell about a raping...
a rape ape.
A rape ape named Frodo biting a famed comic book man.
Well, I guess that the long story short, several celebrities could and possibly still frequently tour her sanctuary, and one of them was Gary Larson, and Frodo decided he had a problem with him and attacked him and bit him and beat him up.
Whoa!
And so the creator of Far Side was attacked and mauled by a chimp named Frodo, who was a horrible rapist.
Okay.
And now Gary Larson stopped making comics. That all explains it. He stopped making comics because by night he becomes the were-ape.
Why were we talking about this?
Mount Rushmore. So,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Something actually happened in Mount Rushmore.
Actual things.
An Illinois man was found dead of blunt force trauma in Mount Rushmore National Memorial Park. Officials state that his positioning and injuries appear consistent with an accidental fall down the cliff he was found near the base of. However, it is noteworthy that they abruptly stopped taking questions and hastened from the press junket when somebody brought up rumors that the dead man had instead been found in Teddy Roosevelt's mouth. Bully. Crushed by his gigantic, perfectly square teeth.
We talked about how Dr. Eggman was
Yeah.
modeled after
Oh,
Teddy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
remember...
still a fact I hold dear.
Eh,
I like that. But the butts of President Mount Mushmore.
Did you know George Washington had a wooden butt?
He didn't have wooden teeth, but he did certainly have a wooden butt.
I heard that was...
Blown off by a Hessian.
they had actually better technology than that back then, and he actually had a horse's butt.
Now
A prosthesis made of a horse's butt.
I'm just imagining George Washington, but from the waist down, he's like
A centaur.
well, not a centaur, like sort of like a satyr, but with a horse, but like lower half instead of a goat.
Oh,
Like
okay.
horse legs instead of goat legs.
So he's like 9 feet tall.
Yes, he's 9 feet tall, and like the horse body is far wider than he is, so it looks like he's wearing like those big exaggerated clown pants, but also a horse.
In stilts.
Yes, he was a big success.
Well, he did.
At birthday parties.
You know those stilt walkers at like 4th of July Day parades are like based off of what he actually looked like.
Yeah.
Like, he did try to disguise his horse legs with like Star-Spangled themed great giant pants that covered up, and he walked around like that.
He just went around. Everyone just thought he was wearing patriotic John Hoppers.
I want there to be a show that centers slightly around historical events, so they would have a lot of excuses to show like portraits of presidents or old like war generals, stuff like that, historical figures. And anytime they show them, they have something weird about them. Like, one of them is, like, Ulysses Grant is a centaur. Like, Benjamin Franklin has, like, horns or something. But it's never spoken about.
Why does Mahatma Gandhi have bat wings?
Oh, Gandhi with bat wings is a magical thing. Can't stop thinking about
Napoleon Bonaparte had his hand in his jacket because it was a lobster claw. He was still able to fire a musket with it.
it. Wow. He was a talented,
Frenchman.
yes. I don't know. Was he a despot?
I don't know.
Was an autocrat?
Despite having wasted like several hours of my real life playing a game called Napoleon Total War over the preceding few weeks, I've learned not very much.
Well, you spend the whole game beating the enemy by dancing and feeding llamas.
And clicking at them with my lobster claw.
And the currency in that game is tater tots.
The currency in middle school is tater tots, bitch.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Napoleon. Dynamite.
Oh. Okay.
Even I lost track of that one. I thought you were just doing random
That
humor.
wasn't my usual Lalsa randomness.
You know, one of your mini strokes that you have that we should really get you taken to the doctor about.
I had Jello today.
No, you didn't.
I know.
Don't you fucking lie about Jello, bitch.
Speaking of,
Shut up, Grandma!
I take Jello seriously!
How do they make it green?
speaking of being semi-lucid and having unsafe snacks,
Remember, Frankenstein Control reminds everyone at home to practice safe snacks.
I figured this would be a good opportunity to segue into the famous Drank story.
Oh, what a
Which-
day, what a day!
I don't think I've ever told on this before.
Please
Drank.
do.
Drank, spelled D-R-A-N-K, exactly like it sounds, was I think, probably very short-lived beverage one could purchase at a convenience store, at least in Maryland. 7-Eleven had it. I think it was partnered with Lil Wayne. I'm not sure.
I know for a fact that they once had a line of cream sodas with Shaq on them, and he was making silly faces, including
This-
blueberry cream soda, and it tasted like ass garbage. And this is coming from a man who loves him some creme soda. Anyway,
This is my straight-up sweat.
This is my sweat. What do you think? What do you think about sweat? Tastes pretty good, don't you think?
Shaq, why are you so close? And why do you smell like blueberries?
What did I just say?
Shaq, please!
I need medical help.
I need someone to call the hospital, please.
He just evaporates in a foot powder spray.
If you
Mr. Jordan, I don't feel so good.
if you listening at home have never seen the picture of Shaquille O'Neal sort of squatting next to a seal, it's a fantastic image. It's meeting a seal like one can do at SeaWorld, I suppose.
Okay.
I almost said Sea Lab. It's pretty funny. If you just Google Shaquille O'Neal seal, you'll probably get it.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. That'll probably get you the image too. It's a treasure. I have it saved on my computer at home.
Okay, I'm done. I'm composed.
So anyhow, back on track.
Yes, bring us back.
Drank was a short-lived novelty beverage sold at 7-Eleven, probably other places too, but I only ever saw it, and the one time I purchased it was at a 7-Eleven. It was sold in a tall can like Four Loko. It was not alcoholic.
Really?
No, it was not alcoholic, but it did include infusions of melatonin and whatever rose hips are.
Rose hips?
Yes. And
Rose hips.
it was, you could buy, like, you didn't have to be 18 to buy it, or maybe you did, I don't know. We weren't carded when we bought it. It was sold like a soda with the sodas.
Yeah.
Like, we're with, like, the same areas, like, they have, like, the Red Bull and shit like that.
Yeah.
And FBM and I were on one of our many just drives around town at night listening to, anime theme songs, which was our chief activity. From the ages of probably 16 to now. And we saw that. We saw it a couple times. It was out for a while, and we saw it every time we went to 7-Eleven. We thought it was funny. and the concept of, you know, like, we were both people who didn't feel like energy drinks had a measurable effect on us when we drank them. Like, you know, drinking a Red Bull was the same as drinking a soda. I didn't really feel any different afterwards. So naturally we felt that the alternative to an energy drink, you know, the direct opposite, wouldn't really affect us much either. So we just, you know, we thought the name was funny, so we bought a can. I should also say that the can was purple. I believe it had a manner of lowrider car on the car, on the can, and it said "drank" in giant capital letters, and the tagline was "slow your roll."
Oh, be right. Could you tell me the speed of your roll?
It was slowed considerably, and we started really feeling like that sort of like floaty-headed tiredness, and like, I have ingested cough medicine.
I've ingested a tall boy of Robitussin.
And it tasted, for the record, it tasted really good. It was sort of vaguely grape-themed
Dude,
soda.
you make grape flavored anything, it's gonna be great.
It didn't taste like medicine at all. It was good.
I wish if there was a single sponsor for Frankenstein Control, I would want it to be grape flavoring.
Yes.
Like, just the grape flavoring in everything. Please.
Today's
sponsor.
Frankenstein Control episode is brought to you by the concept of grape flavoring.
Carcinogenic grape powder.
Yeah. Brought to you by Purple 18.
Yeah.
Brought to you by grapeseed oil.
Yes. But anyhow, our reactions were slowed. We probably shouldn't have continued driving. I think we did safely, you know, end our drive at some point. I think we went to a house where we could sleep.
So you just drifted into someone's house?
Well, no, it was his house.
Oh, okay.
Or he dropped me off and went home. But I remember, you know, just feeling very like, whoa, and it's sort of a, this was a bad idea.
I imagine you driving your car and, like, you are just completely sunk like a foot into the seat.
Pretty much.
But your arms are still, like pulled out, but you were just completely submerged in the seat.
Yeah.
Drank is made. They watch Koyaanisqatsi, and it's just a product.
God, if you drank some drank and then watched Koyaanisqatsi, like, you don't even need, like, weed or anything like that. That shit would be...
You will slip into a coma.
That would be transcendent.
They will have to call an ambulance.
One of the closest experiences I can say to that, as far as like being on drank while watching a movie, I need to take a lot of naps now, just because of the loss of energy. So a lot of times I'll put music on while I nap, and if I put like something completely new on that I've never heard before, it's like my dreams will interweave with it while still staying like kind of awake, because I like to listen to like a lot of chaotic music. And the first time you listen to that is very different from the second time.
Mm-hmm. Next time you do that, you should try it with some Godspeed You Black Emperor.
I prefer their Warhammer-themed tribute band, God King, the Warp Has Overtaken Me.
Only you got that joke, Fatman.
Hey, there are people out there who listen to the Frankenstein Control and also know about the Warhammer. I mean, I don't know their name, but they're there. And if you're there, sound out. Call to the heavens. And, I don't know, the God King Emperor boy.
Like and comment and subscribe to Frankenstein Warcraft.
Frankenstein Warcraft. I like it.
That's what it is.
It's funny because Warcraft is just Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's just Warhammer. Not the 40K one, but just like the medieval one. There's two kinds of Warhammers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, believe it or not.
That.
Yep. I mean, I only thought there was 40K also until I learned that Warcraft was essentially just Warhammer. And Blizzard just completely stole everything and then changed the names. It's funny! And then they made millions of dollars. Meanwhile, Games Workshop is like, come to our shop and buy all our overpriced miniatures. We have a painting day. And I say, that shit's for nerds. I'm gonna build my plastic robot now and then paint it.
And Steven and I said, that involves a lot of, yeah, it's cool to have the miniatures with the war and all that, but that involves a lot of purchasing and painting of things, and also they're on bases and there's complicated rules. Mm-hmm. We can just buy two 5-packs of Star Wars guys and give them all random weapons and have a big old battle in the basement. And that's what we did all the time.
Mr. Chickens, the return.
Yes.
Are you ready? One chicken, one thirst for blood.
All right, Optimus Prime.
No, I am Optimus Prime. Don't confuse the voices, Sam. You are Sam Witwicky. Pedia. Sam, I need you to make me a Pedialyte. I need you to whip me up some. I'm thirsty. And I need my electrolytes.
You know what's sad about...
What? Why is Optimus Prime drinking baby food?
Because I have robo-diarrhea. That's the only thing that can sate me.
I'm spraying from both ends, Sam.
This mouth guard is...
Can we go one episode without talking about robots shitting?
He's shitting and barfing. It's different.
Put quotation marks around that statement. Attribute it to Ada Shipp 2018, and then that's the tagline for our podcast.
Can we go one episode without... Oh, I love it. Please do that.
And I was going to say something sad I learned about Pedialyte, which is that Lissa got real sick about 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And we were actually visiting my parents at the time, which really sucked, because it sucks to be sick away from your home, but also,
oh God, that does suck.
I wanted to visit my parents and have a nice weekend time, and I was really looking forward to it, and we had to go home immediately because she was really sick.
No.
It wasn't her fault, though, and obviously I don't blame her for that.
How dare you fall ill?
But I was trying to take care of her, so I went to the grocery store, which is like right by my house, and I was going to get her some Pedialyte. And I went to the aisle where I remember it being, with all the baby formula and with all the, stuff, medicine and crap like that. And I was looking around for it, and it took me, I was like looking for 15 minutes. I was like, where the fuck is the Pedialyte? Did they move it to like the pharmacy area? And I went to the pharmacy area, and it wasn't there either. Mm-hmm. And then finally I had to ask a store employee, and they pointed me to the customer service desk where they have like all of the most frequently shoplifted items, like cigarettes and diapers and now Pedialyte. And that's tragic because it implies that people are desperate and have sick children and can't afford Pedialyte, so they steal it.
Yeah.
So it has to be locked up. Because
either that or all the teens who are partying all night are dehydrated from shoving vodka up their rectum.
You can just use fucking Gatorade for that. I use Gatorade for rehydrating myself after...
Wait, why doesn't Lizzie use Gatorade?
Well, because, like, Gatorade works for, when you do it to yourself and you're hungover and you feel mildly shitty. Pedialyte is for when you're actually horribly ill, because it's medicine.
Is it?
Or, it basically is just, like, sucrose and water and all that.
Now, do you mean that, or are you just saying that to Pedia? Spite me!
No, I'm just a fact, That's what Pedialyte is.
How dare you call me fat!
Things are heating up in the Pedialyte discourse.
Don't make me break my dick off in your ass!
I'm not going to respond to that.
Hey, Pediasure. Pediasure is a good time here in this here Frankenstein controlling troll.
What rubbing yourself?
I can't stop!
Get your hands off yourself. Don't touch yourself in front of us.
I was rubbing my chest and I didn't know why. Ada was distressed by it.
He's clawing at himself like a danged animal.
Again, I'm feeling good. I'm happy hanging out with y'all. It's not every day that we get to gather around the microphone fire.
Oh God, it's on fire!
Oh, look at it now. It's blue fire. It's a special kind. It's cold fire.
Yeah, this is a Yeti.
It's cold fire pizza.
I'm feeling kind of heady from these fumes.
Hedy Lamarr.
Feeling kind of
Famed scientist, beautiful lady, also smart lady.
Feel like it's a bad idea. This episode of Frankenstein Control is brought to you by Drake. Drake. Slow your...
Yeah, Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah, that football practice! Oh, did I ever tell you about the time I woke up laughing?
Yes, you have. I don't know if you told it on the podcast.
Okay, one time, one of the only times I woke up laughing was because this is like a couple years back, and I was dreaming that a friend of mine, I forget who, but one of my friends was just like, it's definitely one of those dreams where, like, you know, you're there and you don't know why, and it's like right in the middle of something. One of my friends is just like wrecking up all my things, just like destroying my stuff, but like none of the things are mine, but I'm still panicking about it, and like I'm just like, no, you know, not my Bernstein Bears collection, not my, you know, not my tea set. Not my Fabergé egg! And the thing that woke me up was...
Not my Conway Twitty collectible plates.
Pretty close, actually. I went, no! Not my Amy Winehouse collector's plates!
Oh, I remember that! I do!
And I woke up laughing because that was the funniest fucking thing to me. Me distressed in the dream equated to me incredibly entertained when I woke up. Amy Winehouse commemorative plates.
I've heard you say that many times, and now it's good to finally hear the source material. And it's probably what my brain was subconsciously trying to summon when I was thinking of goofy objects for you to have, which is why I was sort of on the right track there.
I mean... of all the things.
I've had several dreams like that where I made a joke in the dream and it was really funny, and I was like, I gotta remember to tell the guys, and then I don't. Either I don't remember or I wake up and it was nonsense.
Yeah. That's always has happened to me. Like, I woke up laughing once, and as far as I can recall, it like had to do something with like a zombified Mewtwo, like on top of a flagpole or something.
Whoa!
And he said something, and it was really funny. It woke me up laughing, and then I thought about it, like, that's not a joke at all. That is completely devoid of humor.
Mewtwo just manipulated my humor center of my brain.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Mutus. Zombie Mutus.
Yeah, shame on you, zombie Mewtwo.
I woke up one time, like, biting my fingers really hard. Because I thought they were French fries. Like, I was at a cookout or something. I was at, Cookout, the restaurant.
That's like a Ralph Wiggum thing to have happen.
That's a Simpsons joke.
I thought my hands were French fries! No, but, I was dreaming I was at Cookout, the restaurant hotspot location in Richmond.
Where a quesadilla is a side.
Did I ever tell you? I didn't tell you guys. So my cousin, I went to visit him in West Virginia, and we went to a Glory. God, it was so hard not to say Glory Holes. Glory Days Grill.
A Rusty Brown's Ring Donuts.
Yeah. Well, it's because my cousin calls it. My cousin calls it Glory Holes.
Naturally.
Because that's Travis.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he loves Simpson Glory Holes.
So anyway, we go there and we go there for an early lunch the day after getting shit plastered, and so we all settle down and we're catching the end of the brunch hour. So there's still the Bloody Mary menu on the table, and I said, "Yo, Bloody Marys," and Travis is like, getting one. And he saw that the garnishes that you could put with the Bloody Mary are celery stalk, jerky straw, hot pepper, grilled cheese wedge. And at first I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, like tomato soup and grilled cheese,
okay.
But alcohol. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like the most Guy Fieri thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And Travis said, I'm getting it, and he did. And when it came, it was a Bloody Mary with, like, you know, all the fixins and then a stick, and half a grilled cheese sandwich just like stuck on the stick. And it had like one of those plastic drink lids on the bottom supporting it so that it didn't fall into the drink.
Yeah.
And it was just the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. And Travis is like, it's good. I like it. I think it's good. Hey.
That's incredible.
And I gotta admit, I was jealous. I was jealous of his delicious drink, but not drank. If he had some drank, we all would have been dead because he had to drive us home.
Yeah.
We would have been like, his car is made of a high explosive. That's just how they make them in West Virginia.
Yep.
But you know, what else happens in West Virginia?
Incest
Bourbon?
and stupidity.
And meth.
Oh, lots of meth. And opioids. Don't forget the opioids. That's really, I think they've traded the meth for opioids.
More like popioids. Y'all need to get high on the Lord. 420 blaze it, more like 420 praise it. Next week, we're all going to turn to Christianity here on Frankenstein God Troll. Roll me out, Jesus!
The entire universe.